Oh, there we are. Hey, how you guys doing today? Yep, chopped it up this weekend. Went into my barber, took it down a notch. Weather's getting out here in Georgia. It's starting to warm up. So as we go low, as we go low. How my people doing? I'm talking to all my CEOs, those of you that are creators, entrepreneurs, high level operators. I'm telling you, we have left the month of February. We're right here in third month of the new year 2025, the month of March, and it is already things are going. That's all I'm gonna say. Things are happening, but in the process of that, I'm telling you guys, uh, me and my wife had a fabulous weekend. We did some things. I got outside to do some yard work. That's what I call my therapy. So when I just get to work on my lawn a little bit, spray her down, do a little bit of bagging of the leaves as well as the grass clippings, and just being out in nature. That's why I like, of course, taking care of Zuri, getting all her stuff up. It was fantastic. But what I want to talk to you guys about today is simply this. It's basically what I call the power of rest. And I know we get going hard in our day to day life, the grind that we do, the workload that we have. It sometimes is mounting. And this is why I say CEOs must recharge to stay at their best. It is it is a proven point. Scientists have said it is throughout the world. Without getting the proper rest that we need, it can bring about harm both physically, mentally, and just sometimes take people completely out. I had to check in, as a veteran, go get my evaluations done from everything, from head to toe, just getting checked up, evaluations done. And, being a combat veteran, going to war, different things like that, there's this peace that, comes about when you talk with another fellow veteran, male or female. Fellow veterans understand, and we tend to bond well together with fellow veterans in comparison to sometimes just our own loved ones or other people. Enough of that being said, CEOs, entrepreneurs, high level operators, I want you guys to listen up because to me, this is very important. We're out here grinding on our YouTube channels, building our small content, helping each other, motivating one another. That's your grind. Also, if you have a full time job like I do, you're building in that area. If you have a small business like me and my wife do, an online e commerce store, myrootadvice.com, you are building. You're looking for opportunities for pop up shops. You're looking for opportunities with trying to get grants or find other forms of monies to grow your building. You're looking to monetize your YouTube channel. All that is really, really important. But I want to know, are you actually recharging? Because without the proper rest, you're operating at half of your potential. And I even find that out for myself. Eating habits, exercise. Guys, I talk to you a lot about the 5 a.m. club. Uh, Robin Sharma, who I consider my mentor, his book, The 5 a.m. Club, have some powerful, powerful, powerful examples, formulas for teaching yourself how to get yourself in line with you, your star player, and how you truly wish to operate in today's society. It's fast paced, it's hectic, but sometimes we got to step up off that hamster wheel, as far as we call it, the rat race. I think that comes from Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad Poor Dad. You don't have to be on that wheel like 24/7, 365, grind, grind, grind. You know, I use, actually, I did have this happen to me. I had an old smartphone. I think it was the Apple 11. This is the government because I'm a straight up Samsung user, a Droid, and that's my personal phone. But one day I had my phone plugged in after work, and all of a sudden it said like 3% on it. And I looked at the plug, I got another plug because, and I plugged that one in and it didn't show a charge. So I went in and I went to work and tried to plug it in, and I was told that it's not going to hold a charge. They're no longer going to be using those phones. So I had to upgrade to the phone I didn't want to. Even though I had a new phone, I was still using my old phone because of contacts and all of that. But if you don't charge your cell phone, it's not going to operate perfect. And I also often say it's just like us. If we don't charge ourselves, meaning get the proper rest that we need, things begin to slow down. You know, sometimes just like your phone or your computer or laptop, it'll freeze up and then it dies. I literally had two friends. One time we were visiting, we're just having a good time. There's a lot of stuff that was going on, and this friend that I had, he was just standing in the kitchen. We were just talking. Da, 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 da. Next thing you know, complete collapse. I mean, it was just like, what's going on? Try to wake up, everything. Next thing you know, we had to call the 911, get the ambulance, and he's recovered fully. But then his body, if we don't take care of ourselves, our bodies will shut us down. You know, I have to do some blood pressure testing for myself, but I have to be willing to want to do that. And that's what I'm talking about with getting the proper rest, proper eating habits, exercise, the things that you have need of. I like to go hard into the paint. Sometimes my wife would tell you, I'll go to bed at 11, pop up at 4 or 5, and I'm gone. I have to start learning how to get to bed earlier. In this video, what I'm just going to talk about some of the things that I believe and I do know from the standpoint of science and the impact of rest. And then a lot of studies show that chronic sleep deprivation reduces decision making, emotional intelligence, and productivity. Uh, Key skills for, guess what? You, the CEO. As an entrepreneur, uh, a creator, entrepreneur, and a high level operator. Without getting a proper rest, it causes yourself to be at the sluggish state. The brain, basically, your clears out those neurotoxins and during sleep and helping you to think clear and stay innovative. And that's what we all want to be able to have. We want to take those type of things that we have. And sometimes it's hard, especially as a parent, of young ones, especially little ones, let alone young adults. Even sometimes getting your husband and or your wife to come to bed at a proper time. Everyone has different levels or ways that they decompress to get themselves ready and get themselves prepared to go to bed. Sometimes, the four types of rest I believe that CEOs need is that physical rest. Even sometimes for myself over the weekends, I may sleep in longer than that 5 a.m., Saturday and Sunday, because you just go hard throughout your work week. Sleep, I even, just from when I got a haircut, I told the wife, I need to take a nap, when I get home. And that's one of the things when you was a kid, you was being told, go take a nap, and you had all that energy bottled up in you. And it was like, nap, I can't even stop moving. And that's what our parents made us do. It's almost pause. I don't even like using that word pause anymore. With everything that's going on in the federal government, seems like everybody been pause this, pause that. But relaxation, how about that? Relax yourself. Kick your feet up. Let yourself do away with having to do a lot of stuff. Uh, Mental rest. Taking breaks from overthinking, stepping away from your computer, your phone, major detox in essence. That's another great way to set about. Also, sometimes emotional rest, you know, right here, that heart set, you know, your mindset, your heart set, your health set, and your soul set. Sometimes even those things need to be rested, those four interior empires that I talk about. Time away from decision, fatigue, and pressure. just it's okay. It ain't going nowhere. You still got it, but decompress from it. Let yourself know that it's okay to take a break. From that emotional state. I've heard, I even think me and my wife, we've done this a lot of times. You might have heard it in meetings. It's called parking lot. Put it at the parking lot. It ain't going nowhere. When you ready to come back and get it, you get back and get it. You get back in it. Creative rest is something that I find that's most interesting. Disconnecting to let your mind explore freely. Don't have nothing, you know, that's really impactful. Just doing the things that you enjoy doing. I don't know if you can hear it, but I love having, especially when I do my recordings, love having meditative music on in the background. It helps me to just go into a flow state, almost follow the rhythm of the whatever's being played. And it helps me to move just easily. That's what I'll say. A lot more easily than I've done before. Some of the ways that, how you are able to implement rest without losing productivity. As creators, you may be doing some artwork, you may be playing some music that you like, you may be studying some medicine, shooting hoops, sports if you like, whatever your thing is. You don't. This is what's the most phenomenal thing about it. I show my wife this video that various pilots of various countries, United States, around the world, they go into this state of visualization. I'm closing my eyes because I'm seeing the planes fly around or whatever, but they visualize how they're going to move. Same with sports. Basketball players will shoot hoops in their mind. Football players run, do their thing. Track players, they'll do their thing. Gymnasts will do the twists and the twirls in the air to the straight extent. I think my wife has told the story about her getting an opportunity, but it didn't transpire for her to go to NASCAR University. She was going to get a full ride scholarship, but if her mom had let her go. But I can imagine being like down in the pit of those things where those guys hit those things. I mean, they get down to the seconds of changing all four tires and getting it up and running in just in that matter of minutes. And that's just fascinating how they do it. So can you imagine running through whatever your scenario is in your life that's important to you? Instead of physically doing it, think about visualizing it in your mind to the degree that you know from when you get out of bed, that you wake up, you put your foot on the floor, you go to the restroom, take care of that business, shower, and do all the stuff you do, hit downstairs, start your coffee, pet the dog, take out do whatever it is in order to put yourself in preparation to go out the door and see yourself driving to work clear, no accidents, getting to the point, boom, you pull into your spot, you go inside, you're very productive at work, you're answering deadlines, you're helping others out, you're teaching or doing some training, you go to meetings. It's incredible when you begin to visualize that and you see those formulas. So imagine this as a CEO of whatever your craft is, the sleep formula that'll help you get there. I'm talking about 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep per night, a consistent bedtime routine. Now, that's the funky one because that means everything or everyone around you has to be on point with you. That's for getting the dog out to doing his or her thing, to making sure the kitchen's tied down, TV's off, no screens 30 minutes before bed. You know, meditation, or you writing in your journal. I mean, you can't make your phone be your journal. You got to get rid of this. Just close it up, put it down. And then by the time you have that throughout your day, also another way, especially on the weekends if you have it, get a power nap. Put that into your schedule. If you stay home, if you work for remote, find you a comfy spot. When you get your lunch break, do a power nap, but have you on the alarm clock. That's all I'm gonna say to you because you don't want to get caught up and be like, "What? I slept my whole day away." So there's a variety of different things that you can do, especially when you're working. Working is always the major challenge because it seems like people work as soon as they get in front of their computer, they eat in front of their computer, they drink in front of their computers, they take their snacks in front of their computers. You don't break away. Your mind, your eyes, your temples, to your soul, hearing, all of this needs a break. So you need to develop strategies, have strategic breaks throughout your day. There's one out there called the 90-20 rule. You know, you work for 90 minutes, deep focus. You know what I talk about. I call it my tight bubble of total focus. Yes, I did get that from the 5 a.m. club, Robin Sharma. If you have the book, you can get it too. It's not a secret. But after you do that 90-minute deep focus block, follow it up by a 20-minute break to optimize energy. I generally, because I have a couple of different departments that I oversee as a supervisor that I work with then, and I'll get up and I'll go talk to my budget officer, human resource person. I'll go over and speak with facilities or payroll or even my fleet manager. But in that time, and that may take me all of about 5 minutes, I'll take the rest of that 15 minutes. I'll go outside and I'll walk around the building. We have other doors that you can come into, gates, different things. But I just deep breaths, inhale, exhale, give myself that moment of clarity, whether it's sunny outside, it's raining. I didn't like the snow, but it's I don't allow conditions to dictate what I'm going to do because by the time I get back in and I've had a chance to stop at the men's room, do my thing, and I'm back in my office, I feel a little bit better. You know, that just helps out. Step away from the screens. You know, if you're having lunch, go to the break room if that's too noisy. How about having lunch in your car or go to a conference room if it's not being used? Whatever you need to do to step away, especially now that the weather is starting to get better outside. People are starting to step outside and stepping away. But be mindful of your time to break away or step away from the screens. I mean, we get busy in so many different things. So, how to prevent burnout? While running a business. And those are some of the things that me and my wife talked about. I think we were driving over to Costco or whatever. And I know my wife is, I told you guys, my wife keeps up our YouTube channel for our business, Rooted Vines. And I literally, because we were looking at the next pop up shop or when that might happen. So I asked her, I say, hey, if you want me to do, those like when I get home or anything, I'm a reminder this evening because I know we went shopping on Saturday and then, she got busy with things I did too. But also just to let her know, hey, I really want to be a part of that. Because now she not only does that with our business, but she works from home, remote, but I know that just like her, we all can take time or help one another out. You have to be willing to schedule as a CEO recharge time. Just like a business meeting, you have to boom. I'm gonna put this in. I remember in San Diego where we lived, I had a assistant to the top person talk to me, and Mike was very, very helpful, always in everything I did. But one of the things that he taught me, like when you have your Outlook on your computer open, your icon can be various colors. It can be green that you're here, red you're in a meeting, uh, busy if it's like half red, half whatever, a bunch of different things. But he said that for his last hour or two, each day he would make that red. And the reason being is because he wanted to have time to clear up things that he had been dealing with and what was going on, so that he wouldn't be impacted, whether it was emails or phone calls or his cell phone going off, things of that nature. And it just really helped him. And so I took that to heart. Mine's might be a hour left, my door stays open, things of that nature. But when people can see that you're available, sometimes they take full advantage of it, and it can be hard. So you have to be able to do that. Another thing, and that especially if you have your own business, you can delegate more. Stop trying to do everything. Not everybody is going to be like CEO 369. And I have to accept that. But you have to be able to train someone to do the things the way that you want them done. If that makes sense to you, so that you don't become like, oh, I wish somebody could do this for me. And you always keep that onto yourself. It's a lot of times this would be mine. Now, if you have something that you do that helps you to get the proper rest that you need, what I like you to do, take a minute, drop something in a comment. Let me know because that can be helpful for me. This is what our community is all about. We're always helping, we're always sharing. Is I'm telling you, I just tapped into so many people over this week. I started this 30-day challenge with Empower Living. And when I started, I had like, what was it? 106 subscribers. And now I'm up to like 130. You guys have been phenomenal. You have given me some great inspiration. You have enriched my life. It's Marva. I mean, on Sunday, wow, her prayer, that 20-minute prayer, was just what I needed. And I got it. I received it. It was very impactful. It just hit home on all cylinders. And I let her know, it was just something that I truly championed. Sometimes when you can just sit with a person who is recorded or is telling their story on YouTube and you immediately uh, it was just like a mother of the church. It's just someone that just really resonated with me, and it was just awesome. And then it was another new person that I just recently met. That what is it? The Gen X effect. That gentleman. I mean, I set up this. Finally learned how to use Restream and set up on my computer last night, and I put a video on there. Again, a new gentleman that showed me how to do that, and not the Gen X effect, but there was another gentleman as I was driving over to Lowe's. I just said, I'll listen to this video. It resonated with me. I followed the steps, and boom, I got it. And then I put my first video on a restream, just the number of views I got. I think it's over like 3,600 views. And I was like, oh my God, can't even imagine just it in its entirety. It was just simply utterly amazing, you know. And a lot of times, what I say all of that about letting others help and just help you to take pressures off of yourself, or just connecting with people that can help you take a break from all the monotony that might be going on, or the busyness that might be going on. It helps to implement a non-negotiable kind of like wind down routine in the evening times. That's where I know for myself, and I would hope for you. The other thing is, personal challenge, the CEO mindset. Now what happens when we don't get rest? I can tell you that from a lot of different vantage points. The irritability, your brain fog, slow decision making, and eventually you just get burnt out. No matter what, you don't uh, know how to really prioritize rest as far as being part of your life. And truly, that can be costly, you know, as far as mistakes are concerned. So, the mindset shift, heart set shift, the health set, and the soul set shift is rest is not a luxury, it is a requirement for peak for performance. I can't even say the word. A well-rested CEO's creator, entrepreneur, high-level operator. It helps for us to make better decisions. It leads to clarity. That is over time, and also it helps you to scale with ease. That's what I'm finding to be the most important important part of what I do, both with the work that I do now, and I'm starting to see, I feel very comfortable in discussing the aspect of being a consultant, aspects of being a day trader, aspect of being a business owner, because it just flows naturally now. Before it was kind of chaotic, but now I'm feeling it. Strategic rest will increase productivity, creativity, and longevity. That's another piece right there. You can't reach those high scales, high levels that we're talking about, scaling up, leveling up, if we're no longer here. I'm talking about we pushing up Daisy 6 foot under because we didn't take care to get the proper rest that we need. So for a lot of us, I just want to challenge you, tonight, implement proper bedtime routine. No screens, relax, lights out on time. That, it's not going to happen overnight. Do you remember I told you about habit forming? It takes roughly 66 days to build, a good habit, because you go through a instruction phase, you go through integration phase. Ooh, correction, installation phase, and then integration. It's 22 days in each of those three that you go through this period of breaking it down and building it back up to form a good habit for both yourself, your family, and for your lifestyle. It is my honor as becoming a CEO, being an administrative officer who deals in some high level federal government stuff, that I truly appreciate you guys giving me the opportunity and time to come to you and to share. Now personally, I always say, if you feel that this has been helpful, please hit the like, hit the share button, and also drop me a comment. Tell me what it is. Give me some of your wisdom, some of that creative wisdom that comes from you about how you go about preparing yourself for a good night's rest. And as always, if you honor yourself, guess what? You're going to be able to honor others. If you love yourself, you will always love others. And if you respect yourself, you will respect others. And as my mentor, boom, 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 boom. Hey, did you guys see that fight this weekend? I'm sorry, I started doing that, talking about that, thought about the fight. As my mentor, Robert Sharma, would say, if you own your morning, you will elevate your life. You guys have a wonderful rest of your day, evening. Get some good night's rest, and I'll see you in the next video. Ciao, Bella.